when I woke up at 6 this morning, it had just been rainy overnight, and there was a couple flakes coming down. And so as I let the dogs out at 7, I got to look out at the snow this morning. It's the first one we've got this season. And I got it into my head that I wanted to take a walk in the first snow. I mean, in the first snow. This is nothing in, but still. I just felt like taking a walk this morning. Yesterday, I had a pretty rough day at work, but on my body. And so I'm tired today, but I really wanted to walk in the snow. And I kind of sat there and looked at the weather app, and I was like, oh, can I do yoga first, or should I just go out? Is it going to be melted by the time I get out? I decided to do yoga because I am a creature of habit, and I think that there's a little bit less snow than there was, but it's still a powdered sugar world, which is kind of amusing from somebody who doesn't eat sugar. But so starting my walk, getting out of my head, I was thinking about how much a creature of habit I was and how I missed a little bit more snow because I so like to do my little morning exercise and get loosened up before I start my day. And there are some routines that I try to be mindful of the patterns and habits that I have, and decide which ones are okay and which ones are not. And sitting down in the morning with my tea and my breakfast and a book or, something like that to just kind of wander into my day, even the days that I go into work early and have to be there by 5:30. I still get up at like 3:45 so that I can sit with my breakfast and my tea and my book for at least half an hour. And then I do a 10-minute yoga set. And then I get on with my day, even when I'm working at 5:30 in the morning. And it's just something that works for me. And it's something that I feel is important enough, and I'm comfortable enough keeping that routine and that habit that it's something I'm okay with, and will go out of my way and cut down on my precious sleep to do. And this morning, missing out on a little bit more snow so that I can continue my routine just cracks me up. Just absolutely cracks me up about myself. No regrets. I was thinking about cows just now, talking about going in and doing a morning milking shift, and how animals are such creatures of habit. And we know livestock by their habits. If you go in the morning or the afternoon, whenever you go in for a milking shift, and there's different cows in the first group, and the first cows aren't there, you go, uh-oh, what's wrong? Do they not feel good? Are they in heat? What's going on with them? And it's the same thing with the last cows. If the last cows come in first, you're like, what on earth? And, it's your first indicators. If animals are not going with their patterns, with their routines, the things that make them feel calm and comfortable and whole, if they're not doing that, it's like your very, very first signal that something's not right, and then you can investigate further. And I feel like it's the same thing with us. You know, we pretend we're not creatures of habit, but I don't know. I like my habits. I love changing stuff up and doing things spontaneously and having something new and different. You know, for better or worse, I've had a lot of different jobs. You know, I stick to that, 3-year rule of thumb or whatever. But my brain kind of jumps. And once I've learned something, learned as much as my brain thinks that I've, become comfortable with it, then I'm like, okay, what's new? What's the next thing? But I like those routines. I have been eating the same breakfast for 7-8 years now. I love to go out for breakfast. Not happening now. But I love to go out for hot breakfast. But when I'm home, it just feels so good to sit down with my yogurt and honey and chia seeds and flax seeds and mixed nuts and some berries on it. Just like sets my day up right. Since I've been working outside, the job that feeds the outdoors, nature, and animal part of me, I have really learned to dress for the weather, which, as everybody says, is layers, layers, layers. But as long as I'm dressed for the weather and I am doing, really just being my job. This was the first summer that I never complained about the heat. And it was a hotter than average summer, as they all are going to be. But I think it's funny that as long as I'm doing me, as long as I'm being me, I can just totally take it all in stride and enjoy it. I enjoyed the heat this year. I sweat like a damn pig. And I just loved the heat this year. Just wild. The last few winters, the thing that I don't love is ice. But, even ice, I have like 4 sets of those cleats that you put on your feet, on your shoes, and I just troop along. It's fine. Every year when we start to get real snow, I remember that walking through snow is like walking through sand, and I forget how much actual physical effort it takes to walk through snow. And then I get into it, and it's just, okay, I just enjoy. This is really pretty. All the grass the grass is across the way, but everything's frosted. Even at the end of winter, I still look at fresh snowfalls and go, oh, it's so pretty. Cracks me up. I crack me up. There's something about embodying myself that makes everything better. Makes everything better. I was thinking about that the other day. I was talking to my partner again about how I don't remember any anybody ever expressing interest in me romantically or sexually for that matter. I just don't remember it. And until, pretty recently. And I was finally drawing a correlation to the fact that I don't remember anybody like really being supportive of me, except my mom. That's what moms are for, right? You're a cheerleader and they're supposed to love you and support you no matter what. But I don't really remember having, super supportive friends, and the two things don't really seem related. And then I was thinking the other day that more recently I feel like I've got a few friends that are super supportive. My partner, my mom, and it's really cool. And I see I see interest in me, not as much sexually right now, but I see an attractiveness reflected. People, it's so funny that it's so uncomfortable to talk about, but I feel attractive, and I feel like people are reflecting that. And that's the thing. Like, step back there. I feel attractive. I feel like I am worthy of support. And it makes me wonder how many people expressed interest in me before, or gave me support on doing stuff. And I have never felt authentic until recently. I have never felt attractive, either in the physical sense or the just somebody worthy of a relationship, until the last several years. And that's been ramping up more. And how many people did support me and did find me attractive and were interested in me, and yet I thought I was ugly and I wouldn't have wanted to be in a relationship with me. And the things that I was pursuing were things that I guess I had always learned, assumed, been told were the right things to pursue. So I was doing all the right things. And let's put right in giant quotations. I was doing all the right things. And I never heard any of the things that people said to me that were positive, because on some level I knew that nothing I was doing or thinking was actually truly right. No quotations. Right for me. So on some deep level, who the hell cares if I've got support behind me? Who wants support behind them when they're doing stuff that's not good for them? And it's like a light switch went on. 5 years ago, all of a sudden I started to feel attractive. No, that was more recent. But I started to really look at who I was and what I bring. And I began to think about doing the things that are really truly me, and not all those quotations, right and should and ought to. And now I can hear it. I'm gonna guess that people were saying it and expressing it before, encouraging me to look the right way and act the right way and do the right job and have the right life. I guess there were people out there doing that. I don't remember any of them except Mom. But it actually means something. It means something when I'm attractive and when I feel attractive and my partner reflects that and thinks I'm the most beautiful creature in the world. It means something when I am pursuing who I truly am and creating a dream out of that to follow. And people, my close confidants and gurus support that. That's fucking awesome. That's worth noticing. So are frozen fingers, peeps. I talk a good game about wearing the right amount of clothes. But I can tell you that when I turn off this video, I am going to be power walking to get some more blood circulating into my fingers. I wore the right shoes, I wore lined pants, I have plenty of layers on my body, and I left the gloves because I'm not really sure where they are yet. What can I say? More pretty grass. I so wish that I could zoom in when I'm... If you go look past the trees here, on the other side of that stream, there's some really pretty frosted grass. Marsh grass kind of stuff. Alright. My body's loosened up a little bit. I did my routine for the morning. Soldier on with my day in enjoyment because I'm doing stuff I want to be doing. And it's snowy for the first day this year. I usually say this in the comments, but if there's any questions or suggestions, things I should talk about or look at, just let me know. Talk to you later.